Hello, Brian from Workspace Admins here. Welcome to another episode today on taking a quick look at the impact of some of the third-party apps that uses Google OAuth when you change your user's primary email address, which is relatively common when companies go through a rebrand. So here I have a test user, Brian, and I also have a couple of third-party apps open. So the first example that I'm showing here is Calendly, which is relatively common. And the other one is Lucidchart. So as you can see, it's tied in with my primary email address. So here as well, I think I have another tab open, so you can see my primary email address matches, or the email address in these applications match my primary email in Google. So I'm going to go ahead and change my email address from the admin console. So I'll update user and pick a different domain. So even though Google says it'll take about 10 minutes, but it's relatively quick. So I'll just refresh my screen here. And you can see the domain has changed for this user. So when I refresh both the Calendly and Lucidchart, username is still showing the original. So I'm just going to go ahead and close all those tabs. So I'm just going to go ahead and go back to Calendly. And I'm just going to go to my account here. I haven't signed out, so I'll just sign out first. And let's do the same thing on Lucidchart before I forget. Okay, so it looks like I'm not actually signed into Lucidchart. Okay, so now if I go to Calendly, if I type in brian@gws.wtf, log in with Google. As you can see, because the username changed, Calendly doesn't know how to handle the request and doesn't allow me to sign in. However, it looks like Calendly will let me in, or sorry, the Lucidchart will let me in despite the username change. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of things here. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Security tab and revoke the tokens that I have issued to these two applications. So this is or can happen when a user's passwords are reset. So if you have any sort of like a regular password rotation, or you are going through a migration process, or you are resetting the user's password as part of that, these authorization tokens will get revoked, which could cause potentially more issues. So I'm going to close the tabs and reopen them. So I'm just going to go back to calendly.com, log in. So let's say I enter Brian at gcloud.club. And as you can see, it doesn't know that it's a existing account. So let's see here. So as you can see, it tries to log me back into Brian at gws.wtf, which is problematic. And let's go back to Lucidchart and log in. And Lucidchart, for some reason, today seems to work okay. So maybe Lucidchart sort of handles the issue differently. Yeah, so as you can see, both these applications, even though we are working out of an incognito window and we had revoked the tokens, so the behavior might be different from app to app. So this is why we generally recommend some caution when it comes to changing a user's email. And as you can see, the behavior is very different from app to app. So when you're dealing with a handful, the change is manageable. When you're managing a lot of applications, it could be more problematic. So in order for me to restore access to my Calendly, what would need to happen is I need to rename the user back to original. So I'll update the user and change it back. So I'm just going to refresh here. You can see that it's changed. Now if I go back to Calendly, And as you can see, I'm back into my account. So from here, I can go to my account settings, login, and change login. At which point you can coordinate with the admin, or admin completes the rename so the users can successfully authorize it with the right Google account, and then complete that reauthorization process, which can be a little more involved than you like. So Google's recommendation here is to contact the developer of these applications when you do have to go through that rename process. Thank you for watching, and leave us a comment if this video was helpful. Thank you.